Greetings, massive and crew, nice and decent people out there. Shalom, I say. Yes, I am still deep in the festival One Love 2017, and it's all niceness, I tell you. And guess what? My special guest right now is no other than my lord. Welcome.
Yeah, man, love, respect. Assassin, a.k.a. Agent Sasko. Love and respect.
Rastafari, you're here for the introduction, and you know about the hit upon hit upon hit. Bam, 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 bam. You remember them one day? Wow, my lord. How is Italy for the eye in this moment?
Yeah, man, it's a good vibe. Happy to be here. A part of this festival for this, this installment, and it's just good to share the music with the people. Italy, all over Europe, all over the world.
So if I'm really curious, is there any tour right now going on, and tell us about it? Maybe the next station from here so on.
So we're doing a few more cities in Europe for this summer. We have we have Uppsala Festival in Sweden. We have Boomtown in the UK. That's in early August, which is around the corner there. So, and one more, which part that now Lecce. I don't remember what I want the name. And then we also have Reggae on the River in California early August as well, and Jambana in Toronto. And then we'll go back to Kingston for a Pepsi Refresh tour in Jamaica. So it's a good vibe, as I say. And of course the album came out last February. Well, not this one, but 2016 February, the Theory of Reggae, and it's continuing to grow. And so we're still putting a lot of work behind it, with the touring and stuff. And so far it has been a good vibe. And I have to tell them if we're working on another project for a release early next year. So look out for that.
All right. So talking about this project here now with the idea pan, what is it like? You want to give us a bit of insight about that?
The Theory of Reggae, it's pretty much examining the music from almost an academic perspective,
right.
Going back to the very definition of reggae music, what makes reggae music, and just about when it started. So it's kind of paralleling Einstein trying to understand the world and physics and how things work. This was my look into reggae music, from a scientific kind of perspective.
Give thanks, my lord. That's really deep, and I really want to find out from the eye, especially coming from the academic perspective of the culture or the reggae music, right? What will the eye say? The transformation from way back, in the generation of Bob Marley, them right up until now. It's a different phase, but I see, the groove is still on, and for some it's positive, for some, well, aside from the lyrics, which is, sometimes, what is it for the eye?
Yeah, well, things always change and always evolve, and I remember as a youngster hearing the adults at the time complaining about how things were then, because when they were growing up it was different, and and so on and so forth. So I don't want to continue that cycle. I just give thanks at all times, and try to contribute in the best way I can and the best way I think I should contribute, as opposed to complain about things changing, because from morning till now things always are change. If things never did change, we wouldn't have car or drive, and we wouldn't have wouldn't have a camera record this interview. Would still be back in how things were 1,000 years ago. So, we embrace the change, and as I say, we just try to contribute to positive change as well, Simple.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, I is part of the change as well. So as frontliners, man, we have to carry on. So that brings I to the next question. I really know that I, have really made it, upon the reggae scene. But is there any moment you want to recount in any way and tell me reggae music has really made a change in the life?
Yeah, well, certainly growing up, where I grew up, the music is all around, and it certainly influenced me from early out, and has been, one of the main influences in my life up until this point. And of course, it is how I earn my bread. So, definitely, it's a significant part of my life, and something that I love very much. and I have love, from ever since. And one of the main things that I try to do and keep trying to do with all of my personal development is how I can then contribute to the music as well, and help, like I said, positive change, and help it to continue. That's why we're out here trying to put on a good show for the people who come out, because it's about something that's bigger than ourselves. So just happy to be here doing it, and want to continue to grow and improve and contribute as much as we can.
Wow, really love that. So, any information about the next project, which is to follow, because I give a little bit of.
Yeah, well, I will only say that it is going back to a time when I fell in love with the music. So I want to do some of the textures of the music reminiscent of that time. So when I get back home now, I already recorded a lot of stuff for it, but I'm gonna go back into the lab and cook up some more things, and we have a lot of time, so we want take the time to make the creative process as sincere as possible, and then come early next year we'll have hopefully something that the massive will 100% check for. Yeah,
and seriously, Sasko, I tell you that I have serious fans in Africa. I don't know if I know about that, but outside that, I want to know the ice experience about Africa, or with Africa, or in Africa.
Yeah, well, like the song on the Theory of Reggae, there's a song called Africa, trying to reconcile the things that, we learn about Africa in school in Jamaica, and then, the Africa that I saw for myself, in terms of, and not just what I learned in school, but Western media, kind of concentrate on a certain portrayal of Africa, and when I saw Africa for myself, it was not only what is portrayed. Of course, there are a lot of fantastic things and wonderful things about Africa.
And which part?
Well, I went to Zimbabwe, and I also went to South Africa. Yeah. But Zimbabwe was, really a very moving experience, and so in Harare, we had a great time there, and it inspired the words of the song.
Right. Well, Africa, the creation of humankind, but Sasko, me would love to have a freestyle from the eye, if that is possible, on African Live. Yeah.
Well, it now gonna be a freestyle, cause it done right already, but the argument say. Them tell we say slaves come from Africa. Oh, them tell we say AIDS come from Africa. Oh, them tell we fi stay far from Africa. Oh, because them say a be war down a Africa. Hey, African life. Oh, it's the mother of civilization. One less than 55 nation. Look on the globe is like the heart of the world. All part of the world, them a feel the vibration. The Rastaman, them a say repatriation. Marcus Garvey did a preach the migration. But them a tell we you no visa you need. Figure there you need immunization. Them say Ebola down Africa. Question, what happened to the whole heap of gold? Down Africa. Love and respect. Mad.
Boom! Mad, for real, yeah. People follow the trail until the tail, Sasko, appreciate love and give thanks, my lord, for the moment, and give thanks for the energy.
Blessed. One love.